Yeah, I hate bowling. I hate going bowling. I hate other menial activities like mini golf. Like we're just paying money to hang out, basically.
What? No, bowling's fun.
Pete.
I don't like it. No.
Didn't you bowl with us in high school?
Yeah, I used to, and then I realized that I hated it.
But we would bet on the games though. So
No, it keeps it interesting, but it's not my style. It's not my style. I appreciate the idea of it. It's not my style.
Yeah, but
I'm not gonna argue with him.
Yeah, everyone has their own interests.
yeah, but bowling's fun.
You like hentai? That's not my place to say.
Well, all this is just getting rolled right into the beginning.
Oh,
of the
absolutely.
Show. I just want you to give me a good reason on why you don't like bowling.
I feel like
no one truly loves bowling, right? I mean, there's the PBA Tour, but do those people even really love bowling? They're just good at it.
PBA Tour.
Right? Isn't that what it's called?
I have no idea.
I don't know. It sounds right.
Is that golf?
It's the PGA Tour.
No, that's the golf, but the
PBA
PBA sounds like the bowling thing.
something.
Yeah.
No. Something
Professional
Bowlers Association. You don't mini golf either?
I mini golf more than I'd bowl, but I'm still not a big mini golfer.
But what was your line? It's a trivial.
It's a mundane activity that I go to pay money to do when I could just hang around with you guys for free like this. You know what I'm saying? Like the activity of bowling, you're really not doing too much. You and also keep in mind you have to like put on a pair of janky ass colored neon shoes, right? That you don't know whose feet have been in there.
Feet have been in.
And you know they're not cleaning those shoes to high standards. You know they're going right back on the rack.
Because they have a 14-year-old kid with pimples all over his fucking face.
Handing them out.
Handing out these shit. He just sprays them with whatever can of shit he's got.
That's what me and Nicole talked about in the car ride over. I was like, I don't know how people could really be germaphobes nowadays when you start to think about every little thing that happens.
Oh, it's impossible.
This is the dirtiest fucking thing.
Oh, yeah. Our cell phones?
Oh, yeah.
Everywhere with
Filthy.
us.
It's ridiculous.
Filthy.
And you don't hesitate when someone goes to hand you a phone.
Nope.
Someone else's phone when that's just been up their ass all day. But we're going on the way to bowling. I was like, isn't it kind of fucked up that we're going to go shove our
fingers,
fat fucking fingers in these dirty ass holes? I'm going to shove down some cheese fries probably in my mouth at the same time. Because that's what everyone does at the bowling alley. No, I didn't do it today, but still.
Who's walking around with like a wipe and sticking it in the holes and cleaning
it?
Every time?
He should be.
They don't do that.
It's filthy.
No way.
It's filthy. So the shoes, I didn't even mention the holes. It's a great call.
That's the worst part. The shoes aren't the worst part. The fingers are where you fucking...
That's why I always wanted to try to adapt to the style in which you just cradle the ball in your hand. Like
you don't have to get in there.
Have it, and then you roll it.
Or you just get your own ball.
That's true too.
True.
But again, I hope I never like bowling enough to a point where I get my own ball.
Well, it's probably because you like to suck on your fingers, right? That's why you don't like to go bowling.
Doesn't Parlo have his own ball?
Oh, yeah. He's got a weighted ball.
What a loser.
Shout out to Chris Parlo being a big
Chris,
dork.
We can't even make fun of Chris because we're all the same way. We get hyped about something and we go all in. You're an all in type person.
I actually have a bowling ball and bowling shoes that I got for Christmas or my birthday about 15 years ago. I still use the bowling shoes. I don't know how my feet fit in them, but I don't know where that ball is. That ball is somewhere. I remember it was like a size 16, and I couldn't pick it up back then, so I don't know why I can't pick it up now. I like an 11 or 12. He's the 13 today. I got about 4 strikes.
There you go.
Wow. Yeah, after you put a
Congrats.
hole on the floor.
Yeah, exactly.
Everyone has their own method. And we're back on the Foreplay podcast. It's been a while since we recorded. We done goofed and missed a week because Nick...
No, because realistically...
fat shit on our equipment.
No. Brandon and I have been putting in the grind recently.
Me and Nick, as we've talked about previously on the show, now work together, which is a modern day, everyday catastrophe at work. And sorry for everyone who has to work around us.
Oh, yeah, they're almost like in charge of the joint now.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, the craziest thing is we've just had a lot of turnover recently to the point where I'm now the most veteran tech holding it down.
Coincidental. As soon as I started, we've lost 3 key members.
Literally
in
key
the
members.
As soon as I started.
Not nonsense people.
So, yeah,
key
me and
members.
Nick, each day I've been putting in a combined 24 hours of work. So that's fun.
Yeah. Getting some fat checks, but no time.
But yeah. Foreplay podcast every day of the week, besides the weeks we miss, which we've only missed 2 in almost a year, so that's not bad. But Mondays, we tease out our topics for the week, which I will do shortly. Tuesday is talk time, whatever we want to talk about. Wednesdays for Would You Rather. Thursday, is Do You Know, Should You Know, Not Should You Know this week. Friday, the whole episode goes live on podcast services everywhere, which please rate and review. We had our biggest month last month. How many downloads, Nick?
I think we had
In September. You shouldn't
Something.
know this. I don't know how you're...
like what, 120?
We had like 154. I think the number
154.
was. It's good.
I was
Our
gonna
best
say
month
like
yet.
I was gonna say like 48.
No confidence.
I
confidence
mean,
in the team.
a very believable number for us. Yeah, so that goes live. Check it out, review it. It goes up on YouTube as well, youtube.com/4playvideo in full video form. And then Saturdays, we play video games all day, every day. For talk time, we all been playing a lot of Destiny lately, so one key part of that we're going to give our thoughts and feelings on, as we all love Destiny.
Okay.
Would you rather? It's going to involve a type of media, and you got to pick it for the rest of your life.
Oh yeah.
And Thursday, it's going to be our favorite games. That's it.
Oh.
Favorite games of all time.
Nice.
Nice and easy.
You
So-
basically just spoiled that topic. You didn't even
Yeah.
choose it.
Way to go.
But sometimes you got to just give them the treat, you know? They want it so bad.
Get a nibble.
But Destiny 2. So we did a topic about E3 and stuff. Then we talked about Destiny 2. I think that was the last time we talked about it on the show. But Destiny 1, we were all very much addicted to.
Yep.
Mhm. Some more
Kevin,
than others.
maybe.
Some more than others.
Oh, like Kevin jumped right on it because I was about to say maybe one person here more than others. But we all did. Me and Kevin first. And then Nick and our friend Chris and Mike played it for a little bit but stopped. And we were all addicted. We got rebooted once Nick got an
Yeah,
Xbox.
Nick was responsible for
Us
The
playing again.
rekindling.
sparking our interest again in the game because we had
Who
kind of
knows?
fallen off.
Yeah, who knows
'cause
if
we had
we
no
had
one to
have-
play with.
Yeah. So we were all very much excited for 2. And it came out at midnight. So I went to bed at 4 because my crazy shifts. Woke up at midnight and we all played for 3 hours together.
Yeah.
And then all have been grinding very hard because of the raid. And we finally did the raid.
We didn't even beat the raid.
No.
Yeah, 'cause
And
you
that-
guys are scrubs.
And that video is going to go up. It's going to be 9 hours. It was 9 hours from the beginning. We didn't really look anything up.
No, we didn't. Oh, yeah, we had 2 moments.
Yeah,
2 moments.
where we looked stuff up, but we figured it out mostly for ourselves. We didn't beat the boss, but we got to it. We didn't try very hard, though.
Yeah, we
And
were dead by
figured-
then.
And we figured it out too. It's just we were
Did we get confirmation that is how you do it?
Yeah.
What we're doing? Okay. So now I want everyone's thoughts on the raid, because this is the reason I play Destiny. I have mixed feelings about this one.
All in all, this is probably the unpopular opinion here, but I liked it. There was one thing that made the raid sucky for me, and that was that we couldn't automatically go back to the part that we were at, and that going to the next part, like for instance, in Vaults of Glass, which, you know, you'd beat a boss, then you'd have to go to the next area. It felt fun. Like you knew the direction you had to go. Sure, there were puzzles to it, but you knew the direction you had to go, right? This raid, you really didn't know where you were supposed to go. There was just a big tunnel system that brought you to the same spots over and over. You really didn't know where to go. So that was my biggest gripe. But in terms of like the fights, I was okay with most of them. I didn't like the bathing rituals. That's probably the only part I didn't like.
The first part.
No, the part with the big yellow dudes with the swords. You know what I'm saying?
the one with where you had to shoot the lantern.
The lanterns. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was probably my least favorite,
Oh,
like
I
actual
I
part.
like that one the most.
Because that was the
Beauty of
smoothest-
perception.
Well, that was
Yeah.
just the smoothest one
That
for
we
us,
had.
probably.
Yeah. Kevin, what do you think?
I
Quick
mean,
thoughts and then.
I enjoyed it. I think because they had sort of developed this formula with their raids where it was a very like linear experience. So I think having an option out there for this was a raid made especially for like secret hunters, like
Yeah.
people that
Well,
are
I'm sure there's still
obsessed
so
with
much that they
lurking
don't,
for-
and they haven't even figured out yet, and all that shit.
So that's what that space was like generally made for, was like all those, you know, the people that love to just, they'll spend hours just running around in that area. But
Yeah.
for us, like, it was, I mean, for us, it probably wasn't the best because it's rare that we're all together and doing it. So we only have a short amount of time. So if
Yeah.
we spend
Yeah.
like an hour trying to find the next area,
It's
it's not
dangerous.
really, it's not the best for us. But I mean, overall, I enjoyed it. It was, I don't know.
Well, so we did it about a week ago from time of recording. I've been thinking about it. I came to the conclusion I did not like it.
Okay.
I liked the idea of it and us actually doing the activity, but I didn't like the activity itself.
Yeah.
Like I loved us figuring out puzzles and doing that whole type of it, but just the actual ones in this one I did not like. I appreciated them trying to step out and, like you said, not make it so linear like the other ones were, but I kind of liked that more in the like I think Vault of Glass is still the best one that they had.
It was a really great raid.
And that's why this is like this was something that they, I don't know, I guess it's good that they did, because now they realize that there's people that do like it, but there's probably a handful of people.
And I understand
it's
definitely a lot more intense. There's a lot more moving parts, but some of those like ways you completed the puzzles, they almost just seemed to be there for the sake of being there.
Mm-hmm.
There's like two. It's hard for me to describe it. Vault of Glass was like perfect, and then I was thinking back to the last one we did. What was it King's Fall? Was the last raid in Destiny 1?
That's the machine, Wrath of the Machine, which we also didn't beat. Side note.
Which one had the giant swinging pendulums? That was
King's Fall.
Yeah, it was King's Fall.
Yeah, like that. Good. Yeah, that one. I just remember like going back, and I can hear like your fucking voice in my head when we got to the fucking pendulum part, and we're all just like, holy shit. And it's like moments like that where completely gone besides when we dropped in. We only had that moment like when we dropped in.
Yeah,
what I
we
liked,
saw the daunting thing.
What I liked about that linear experience is that there were those moments in between the boss battles where, you know, they would have those fun little
like jumping puzzles
like that, which were like hilarious, and it was a nice way to break.
People getting like fucking when those
launched.
The pistons things would come out and they fucking toss you.
Would shoot out of the wall.
Yeah. But no, what did we spend that time this time doing? Where the fuck are you, dude? I'm in a tunnel. Make a left. I'm over here.
Well, we sort of did that as soon as we got into this area, we all dispersed in different directions.
And don't forget, no one could pull a lever. Fact.
Yeah.
And that's
shut down.
The funniest part about that is that you have to, if you have a checkpoint, you have to do that every time.
Yeah, see, and once I realized that, I was like, this sucks. I was like, I don't like this. And when we got up to pee, took a little break, and we came back, and then we all regrouped in orbit, which was a big fuck up because then we couldn't figure out how the fuck to get back to the fucking dog puzzle. I was like, this is not the experience I'm looking for. I want to do it. I want to figure it all out together. And that's why I said I liked the idea of it. I didn't have a bad time playing it because we were still figuring out, and I felt accomplished.
Yeah,
which is just not your style of the raid.
Yeah, no. And I felt bad for Mike because this is Mike's first raid, and we built it up like, dude, it's going to be fucking nuts. And unfortunately, a lot of it was of a chore and just figuring out.
But he went back and he did it again, and he was like,
okay, because I haven't talked to him about it yet.
I enjoy it. Like, he went back in with a bunch of randoms, and
had a good time.
Going in knowing how to do everything and getting it done in a decent amount of time is.
Yeah, because we're not
refreshing.
MMO people who've had these experience of trying to do this stuff together online with a bunch of people. So this is our like
the one thing
big group experience of needing every person to be on their game and shit. And
that's what this raid was. It was sort of, you didn't really get gear checked at all. It was more about everyone had to do their shit.
Yeah.
And if you don't, it's, you fail. But the one thing I did like was that they did, which you don't really see too often, is that they made you think like it was, you were supposed to do one thing when in actuality it was the complete opposite thing that you had to do.
Yeah, and we figured that out a number of times. And I like the fact that they somehow got away from everything just being a bullet sponge. Nothing was really a bullet sponge. It was just a lot of figuring out, but that goes a little bit of both ways where I think you could do it right. And
there weren't really any. There was a lack of bosses in this raid too, outside of the main guy.
Yeah, but exactly, like you go to Vault of Glass, we had the Templar.
I think
there had to have been another big one.
There was, it was Templar and
Atheon.
But then you had like the little.
We had the running puzzle. We had the harpy. We had the shooting the
oracles.
Oracles
that
and
was
stuff.
The Templar.
Yeah. And the final. Yeah. But even so, that's still more than we had in this one. We only had, as you said, the
It
one
just
big
it didn't
guy.
have like those wow moments after we dropped in.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas like you go to Kingsfall, and Kingsfall had the War Priest, Golgoroth,
Yeah.
the witches.
Yep.
Or like
And then just even finding Oryx itself, so much more epic.
yeah, then the last one, we finally like escape. We see remember we're all shouting, we see the light, we get outside. And we start running down, and this fucking just like giant platform tank starts like coming in towards us and just keeps crushing us outside. And the one time we finally did it, we all made that jump, and it's like I remember these moments. What do I remember from this past raid? Me fucking running around these fucking hallways up on pipes trying to figure out where to go next.
Yeah, I agree.
And that's what has overtaken now my memory for this raid, and that's why I didn't like it.
But I think they'll go back to.
Immortal.
Well, I don't know. They were trying to sort of innovate. They didn't want to just keep regurgitating.
Yeah, like I said, I appreciated that. Yeah,
because they had sort of hit a niche.
Yeah.
And they were trying to not move
Change
away
it
from
up.
it, but change it up.
I just think I did put so much time into this one too. I was playing almost every day, grinding, and it's like I didn't even beat it, and I don't really have an urge to even beat it.
Yeah.
Just because I felt like I had the experience that I wanted, and like I'll play Destiny for trials until they drop an expansion, and then do another raid, and that's about it.
But that's, I mean, hey, if you enjoyed your grind and stuff up to that point, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
I think it's good that there's no, because they simplify the game in a major way with like armor and weapons and stuff having set perk rolls and stuff, because you had people that were literally just they grinded for years to get like the perfect roll on a weapon.
Played 400 hours. I never got Gallahorn in the first game until it was stupid. Like that doesn't even make sense. 400 hours, you can't get one like every gun in the game. How is that a thing?
Yeah, so Destiny 2 so far it's good. I mean, but I don't know.
No, again, it won't be like my game of the year or anything like that. But
yeah, it was definitely they cleaned a lot of things up with it.
Yeah, I had fun playing with everybody. No doubt
I'm
about that.
content. I'm still enjoying it. I still want to do the raid. I haven't beaten it yet. I still want to beat
Yeah,
it.
I'd like to be able to say I beat it.
Yeah.
Granted, I didn't beat the last one in Destiny 1. So
Me
it's
neither.
like-
I'm excited because even what they have going on right now, they have the faction rrallies thing.
Yeah,
Going
see,
on
I
right
haven't
now,
even
which
jumped
is-
into
which is
that,
kind
yeah.
of cool what they're doing.
yeah, I've read about it, but
Hasn't drawn you in. Well, that's what I'm saying. I want to see how they handle these gaps where there aren't a new expansion. You know what I mean?
I think that's probably going to be their biggest focus because
Yeah.
that was their biggest issue.
Yep.
There was literally
Content drought.
there was a point in time where they went like 6 months or something without new content,
yeah.
or even longer than that, like a year.
But now this is my concern, is because they've eliminated a lot of the dumb grind
yeah.
from the first one. So, but that dumb grind
Keeps
also
the game.
helps people keep playing when there are the drops.
Yeah.
Like I feel like
I know
I've
what you're
already
saying.
peaked. Like I'm at like max level almost. But now there's no real incentive to even be a higher level, because I do like the change in trials where it's a cap at 260, which is like nothing.
Mm-hmm.
But then why do I need my light level higher than anybody else?
Yeah. I understand.
Yeah, they're gonna push they're gonna push the hard mode of the raid, which, for some people that's a big deal. I'm not entirely interested in it.
No, and Mike was being like a little bit of a downer with it, but completely understandable point during there. He's like, wait, so we did all of that for a piece of gear that's not even higher?
Yeah. I'm with them.
Well, no, the drops that you get, like if you get an actual like
Raid
weapon
gear.
or a chest piece or something to drop, it'll be higher. But if you're just fine, like for some reason the legendary engram drop in the raid is like super high, and
Yeah,
legendary
yeah.
engram stop decrypting at tier.
Yeah, so they're all
Level.
like garbage.
So you get tokens, but the token system for that is kind of annoying because you get all these tokens from the raid, and then you go see a guy and you cash him in, and it's like any other vendor that you cash in tokens at. 'Cause
Legendary
nothing
engram.
scales to your level.
Yeah.
It comes in lower, which is annoying.
That's annoying, especially for the raid
Stuff
items.
you obtain from the raid should be like providing you.
Higher.
There should be set things. Like for instance, the one thing I did like about Destiny 1 is the only way you could get gear that was the highest was doing the raid.
Yeah,
You know what I
it was
mean?
like a level,
Or
they were
having
in a
an
league of
exotic.
their own, basically.
So
Yeah.
So I don't know, because I know there are like chests like and stuff all throughout the raid area and stuff like that. But like when I went in and completed it, when I completed the raid, I got a pulse rifle and I got a hunter cloak, and those were the
That's
two
it?
things I got.
After 10 hours of,
So I mean,
Yeah.
they were higher than whatever I had.
Yeah.
At the same time, it's like I don't know.
I guess it's the same argument in a game. What's the point of any of it? But
It's fun.
any multiplayer, yeah,
Yeah.
it's fun. So that's it.
Amen.
Would you rather? You have to pick one of these 3 types of media, and it's the only media you can consume for the rest of your life. You can either play video games.
Video games.
All right. Maybe it's easy for Nick.
Let's see.
Play video games, listen to music, or television/movies. And now, I thought I would jump to games too, because I pay attention to them all day in my life, looking on the Reddits, playing them. But then I thought about Star Wars in December, and I was like, I don't know. And then I'm thinking about music, and I know music's already the third, but if I couldn't listen to music anymore,
It would stink.
Yeah,
I don't know.
you're overlooking a life without music.
yeah.
Everywhere you drive, pure silence.
Podcast.
Does it have to be podcasts?
Yeah,
That's
it's a
loophole.
gray area,
gray
which I'll
area.
allow, but it's still hard. I mean, that's why I just wanted to hear what you guys would say, because I'm still semi undecided.
I mean, it's absolutely not an easy thing because you don't want to deprive yourself of any media. Of course. Like, I'll watch Rick and Morty, Dragon Ball Super, It's only 40 minutes a week, but I still enjoy doing that. You know what I'm saying?
Every week.
When it's a new episode, you know what I mean? But same thing with music. I every time I'm in the car, it's music. Maybe once in a while it'll be a podcast, but 99% of the time it's music. And video games, pretty much any time I can get my hands on them, right? So if you
Or
look,
anytime your laptop's open.
yeah, anytime my
Grinding,
laptop,
so.
exactly.
Playing RuneScape off screen.
No, but really, honestly, if you look at just the time spent, I spend the most time on video games. So from a logical standpoint, that makes the most sense to be the thing to keep, even though I also get the same enjoyment from other activities at different times. So it's absolutely a hard choice no matter what you do. But I'm going to go with the thing that I invest the most time into, which would be video games in that case.
My tough thing is like, it's the antithesis of everything I stand for, but it's like, I also want to do a topic, is gaming a waste of time? No, it's not.
Nothing's a waste of
No.
time unless you don't want to be doing it and you're doing it for no reason.
But video games consume such a major part of me, but they also make such a big part of me of who I am.
Yeah.
But I get so hyped for all these movies too, and it's like, if I pick movies and TV, which is fucking awesome because there's such good, forms of that, and I took all that time I play games and consume game content and just, I don't know, read a book or something once in a while. Could be a pretty intellectual man.
The fallacy that reading books makes you more intellectual. Depends on what you're reading.
My IQ is higher than you. I've read more books than you.
Again, even IQ is a fallacy.
We still have to do that one. I have to prepare
But
that.
even that is a fallacy. There's no objective measure of intelligence.
No, but I'm just saying, it's like I just like Justice. I realized in the car today that in a month and a half we have Justice League and Thor Ragnarok. Nick doesn't really care
I
about
thought
this stuff.
Justice League
I like
didn't get
superhero
delayed.
stuff.
I thought it was
They're
getting
still-
delayed.
Still locked in somehow. Joss Whedon's
How in God's name is that movie coming out in November?
sidebar. Did you see the news update about that?
Well, what?
They've killed the DCEU.
Good.
They're saying
That
that
was a
they don't
disgrace.
that not kill it, but they don't. Movies do not have to oblige by the universe. They're still keeping.
They're going fucking full on X-Men universe.
So it's
on
kinda
us,
like breaking
and
news
everything's
where-
just gonna be fucking.
So Batman v Superman is staying in the Justice League, and Justice League, those are in the same universe. And so that following movies can follow that line, but then they could go make the Batman, and it doesn't have to be.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. So they've just outright said it finally. So there's not this nonsense that movies
Wonder
don't have
Woman
to.
was fucking
yeah.
awesome. I was so happy that.
Well,
movie
it's
was
because
good.
of Wonder Woman.
I'm so
That's
happy
what they
that
kept
movie
saying.
was good.
So sidebar, but yeah, Kevin, what are you picking?
Music.
Really? Yeah.
Fair.
I thought you might, but you can give up
100%
games
music.
and
Yeah.
movies and TV.
Yep.
Damn.
I respect it.
I respect.
Yeah, because I don't know. When I listen, I don't know how to describe it, but I listen to a lot of friggin' music,
Mm-hmm.
and it like I don't know. It affects me more so than
The others.
The
like
other
a
media.
TV or video games does. I feel like when I play video games, it's not that it's a detriment to me because I could just sit there for hours and like.
Well, it's a
not move,
detriment
not
to your
do
body
anything
because you
else.
play in a metal folding chair. But
Yeah, your methodology is terrible. We need to
Yeah.
get you a chair.
No, only recently has that started to affect me,
yeah.
but
Amazing.
yeah, I can't imagine like making the drives that I make and stuff like that without, because I mean I listen to podcasts and stuff, but a lot of the time, like Nick said, it's a majority of the time it's music.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm just gonna go with that because it would suck. Oh my god, all the hype around like the Avengers and
That's what I'm saying.
All the hype around everything.
I mean, I take off every year for E3. That's like my fucking holiday.
Yeah.
And I can still watch them all, but it's like I'm watching all
Can't
this
play 'em.
shit to fucking not
but
play
the thing with games is that you can.
it.
There's a way to
Stream-
avoid
stream-
that hype.
What do you mean?
Like you could, when you're on like Twitter and stuff, you could just get rid of all your sources of games media. You don't see them getting hyped that much, like on TV. You don't see
No,
posters around
that's true.
for the next big gas game.
You can also just watch games.
That's true too.
Like Nick ruined The Last of Us by fucking watching it.
I don't know what compelled me to do it, but I,
I did
just
that
watched
with
it.
Firewatch. I watched the entire
You see,
Firewatch.
see, that's my thing. Where you're saying like you don't get that same thing from music. I'm now the tide's finally turned where I'm way more obsessed with like the smaller indie games than
Mm-hmm.
like the bigger games. Almost like
Fair.
I can't. Gone Home is coming to Games with Gold this month. Oh shit! So that'll be tomorrow. Probably gonna play through Gone Home for like the 4th time tomorrow. Like Firewatch, Life is Strange, like all these like emotional storytelling
Yeah.
games. I'm like, fuck, I'm not getting this out of movies. Those movies are far and few. The games that hit me are coming to me sooner than like movies that like make me feel a certain way. And it's like music. I don't really have that connection. You guys are more into music than me. I mean, I don't know what I would do without music.
Yeah.
So that kind of sucks. But like, what do you do? So you go out to a party and everyone's dancing. And you just hear dead air. Like that's awkward as fuck.
Is that the scenario?
I guess. I mean, you go out to a club and you just hear nothing.
You're just looking around, you see these people shaking their asses, and you're just like, "Why? Why are you doing
It's
this?"
fucking horrible. I'm going with movies and TV. Because I'd like to read more, and it would finally give me the excuse to fucking do it. And it's such a stupid thing, but it's like little things like that. And there's a lot of things I'd like to do
Yeah.
with my time, and then it's like,
You don't end up doing them.
I'm just
And
gonna
you're
go play
picking
a fucking
movies and
video game.
TV, and you
But-
think that's gonna
Exactly. You're gonna
Make
do
you
the same
read
thing
more?
with movies and TV.
Oh no, but
That doesn't
I'm
make
actually-
any
You're,
sense.
you're literally
Actually-
gonna just binge movies and TV.
yeah,
And
but
you'll never read.
and this is the other problem I realized where I have been playing a lot more games lately with my new schedule of because I work from 4 to 12 on a normal day, basically in the morning.
Hey.
And I'll come home and I'm like tired. I'm like, I've been really wanting to go through The Defenders on Netflix. But if I lay in bed and watch a show right now, it's
It's over.
fucking over. So if I go play a game, it's stimulating. I'm going to stay up longer than I would watching a show.
But like, if
Fair.
you're looking to read more,
Just read
you
more.
you just pick music, and then you have all of that stimulation from games.
Yeah.
and movies
Yeah, but this is the
Yeah.
other
away
problem.
from you.
When I read, I need to play nature sounds in the background because I can't focus on reading.
All I picture is Rosa sitting there. All I picture is Rosa sitting there reading, and out of nowhere, he's like listening to jungle sounds or whatever, and you hear.
Well, basically, this fucking
really
cricket
funny.
that started in the middle of the podcast. I don't know if the cricket's getting picked up on the mics, but there's a fucking cricket that has been tormenting me this entire time. Fuck it, I'm going with games. I can't give up games.
I was gonna say.
They're my life.
He's gone in 4 different directions.
I was gonna say he thinks he's gonna get smarter from reading, but he's gonna be reading books like 50 Shades of Grey and The Hunger Games.
Just fucking
Get real
flicking my
freaking
bean. That's it.
That's the right answer. No, I'm kidding.
Games.
I would miss the other two. I absolutely would miss music.
I think Mike
I
might
think-
pick music as well.
I think music would be my number 2.
Yeah, I think Mike would definitely pick music.
Music's my number 2, definitely.
Music's 3 for me.
I'd put TV 3.
Fortunately,
in terms
no
of-
more Little Dicky.
Sheer time value, yeah. That album's a fraud.
There. Signed by the man himself.
David Byrd.
Even though literally anybody could have.
Oh yeah, and maybe very well so.
It's just an L and a D interlocking.
You gotta give him props for creativity for that signature, though.
Because it gets whited out on camera, but I do like this fucking cover too. There's a picture of a picture on a phone, like this.
Little condarn.
Yeah,
It's pretty cool.
LD.
Yeah,
Meet
well,
the birds.
you could basically just set that on fire since you're never going to be able to hear it again.
I could just watch it spin on a record player. All right, something I've wanted to do for a long time.
I got to keep my list.
As long as y'all done did your homeworks. We're doing favorite games of all time. And I got to pull up my spreadsheet that I made a few months ago.
Easy.
Spreadsheet.
I made a spreadsheet, and I'll go through it.
Easy. What's the number, though?
I want Nick to go first, too.
What's the number?
I have 10.
Okay.
I narrowed it down to 10. So I'm going to go through those in no particular order, but I'll name my probably favorite. But I'm really interested to hear your 2. I want Nick to go first, though, because I don't know what the fuck your answers are.
Are we limiting it to series exclusive? Like, so I can't just pick 10 Legend of Zelda games?
No, you could. They're your favorite games.
Okay, if you want me to actually pick my favorite games, I'm going to tell you right now, more than half of them will be Fallout
That's why
and Zelda.
I
Fact.
really don't know like what your 2 answers are going to be. Like I know some of them, but I don't know I don't know if you guys are going to surprise me at all. And that's
All
what
right,
I'm
I'll give you.
intrigued about.
I'll give you 2 lists. I'll give you series exclusive, and I'll give you just straight up favorite.
Okay.
Games. Because the not series exclusives are going to be boring. So I'm going to tell you right now, it's tied between Fallout 3 and Fallout 4. Can't say which one's better. Honestly, I cycle between them both. So it's going to be Fallout 3 and 4 for number 1 and 2. Fallout New Vegas for number 3. No, sorry. Legend of Zelda Wind Waker for number 3. Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild for number 4.
Such a boring gamer.
Call me what you will.
Creature of habit.
Fallout New Vegas. That really is creature of habit. If you actually look at it.
RPG or die.
If you actually look at it. RuneScape number 6.
Yes. I fucking hate you, dude. It's like there's all these good games here, and not one of these is better than RuneScape.
Don't call it RuneScape, you oaf. No, all right, fine. I'll take RuneScape off. Final Fantasy Tactics for the PlayStation 1. Phenomenal game. Absolutely phenomenal game. On that same note, Fire Emblem for the Game Boy Advance. Fire Emblem 7 with Lindis, Hector, and Ellawood. Specification
Which
that's
one?
important.
I'm sorry.
Fire Emblem 7.
Oh,
it's
okay.
in America. It's just Fire Emblem for the Game
Yeah.
Boy Advance. There is no number with that. Super Mario Sunshine, Super Mario Galaxy, and that brings me to number 10, which I'd have to say Rocket League. And that's my non-series exclusive. So to trim that down, make it a little bit prettier. Fallout number 1 series, 100%. Legend of Zelda, easy. Final Fantasy Tactics, which I really haven't played many Final Fantasy games. I want to keep that.
You've never played an actual Final Fantasy game. Neither have I.
I've played a few.
I've played some of 10, and that was it.
I've played Final Fantasy 1, 2, Crystal Chronicles, and Tactics. Those are the only 4 I've played.
But no.
1 and 2
None
are
of the
normal
big
Final
ones.
Fantasies.
Yeah, but not
yeah.
like 6 is highly regarded.
6 and 7. Yeah, none of those. 13 with Lightning. Her name is.
None of those interest me at all.
JRPGs.
I look at those and I literally saw a trailer for one of them. I don't know which fucking game it was.
Yeah.
Where they're literally like riding around in a car.
Yeah, it's
And
Final
they're
Fantasy
driving
15.
around. They're like, yeah.
Boy
and there's
banding,
fucking
yeah.
Boy
dragons
band.
and shit. And what the fuck is going on?
I think Kevin, if he gave it a chance, might like Tactics.
It's an amazing
we
game.
both really love different Tactics games. They're basically the same, but slightly
The
different.
storyline's different.
Yeah,
That's
I
what
think
makes
you
them
might
different.
like them if you gave them a shot.
I don't know.
They're simple.
Yeah,
No
they're
idea.
simple games.
You're
So
saying I'm a simple-minded gamer.
no, not at all.
If there's anyone who's a simple-minded gamer, it's favorite games are Fallout 1, 2, 3, 4, Legend of Zelda 1, 2, 3, 4, RuneScape. That was his list.
RuneScape is legit the simplest game of all time, but that's besides the point. So Fallout, Zelda, what did I say number 3? I'm already
Chinese checkers.
Chinese checkers, that's it. I forget what I said as number 3. It already has left my memory.
Zelda.
I said Zelda. Final Fantasy Tactics is in there. Fire Emblem, I'm also going to keep in there. Super Mario Sunshine. Now, here's what's going to get interesting. I said Rocket League in my top 10 before, but I'm going to keep it out just to keep it interesting. So number 6, I'm going to put Gears of War 2.
Wow.
Phenomenal storyline, phenomenal game, very emotional. On that same note, I'm going to stick with another sequel. This one's going to blow your mind. You're not going to believe that this is going to be in my top 10. Assassin's Creed 2.
I can see. I remember you talking
Assassin's
about
Creed 2
Yeah, I remember you talking about
was
this.
such a phenomenal storyline, and the ending. Don't even start on the ending.
Assassin's Creed 2 is actually highly regarded, I'm pretty sure. As far as like
It's a phenomenal game.
Say it's like
they
the
almost
last
consider
good
that
one
the peak of
Yeah.
which sucks because we're like 14 more after that.
every year for the
Black
past
Flag
year,
was
sometimes two.
Sometimes too, honestly.
They did that. The one year, no, they had Assassin's Creed Unity for next gen consoles and then Rogue for old gen or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like 2 in the same year. It's
Yeah, I don't know. God bless the people that had to pump those games out every year.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they were being overworked and underpaid, 100%. Easy one, Ark Survival Evolved. Have to put that in there just on the sheer amount of time I've put into it. Phenomenal.
it
game.
doesn't have to equate.
But I do like it. Like I have thought about playing it again. Like I'm excited to play it again at some point in the future. But there's just so many games right now that I haven't even played Fallout in a long time, and I love Fallout. But it's just because I've been having all these new games to play. I can't put League of Legends in because that was so long ago. Even though that's probably my most played game of all time,
That's
realistically.
crazy because like we didn't really
Realize
it's not
that
that
I was.
we didn't we weren't really around because like you were away at school and
Yeah.
stuff for that phase.
Which one?
League.
His league phase.
Oh, yeah, no, we missed that.
So I'm not putting that in my top 10 because it was so long ago that I liked it. But when it was in its peak, I legit ate, breathed, and slept League.
What year of college did you stop playing that?
Late junior year, maybe?
So it was
Early
freshman,
junior year, maybe?
sophomore, and-
Yeah, freshman, sophomore is when I was sucked in and was the god.
Huh.
I was sick. I was pretty good, I have to say.
That's interesting.
Hearing
I
it,
didn't realize-
there's a few on my list that are going to
Wow me.
catch you off guard, I think.
Undertale, number 9.
I feel like you've said like 35 games now.
I haven't.
In your
No,
top
I've
10.
had my finger on the next one that I was waiting on. So Undertale's number 9.
What's your favorite game of all time?
Favorite game of all
Favorite
time is either Fallout 3 or Fallout 4. 100%.
Fallout 4.
One of the two. Knock it how you wish to. And
There was no one who wanted to love it more than me next to you.
I know. But
It just didn't
I
work.
liked it.
Kevin might have even played more of that game than me.
I'm also
Fallout 4.
Yeah, I'm kind of mad at myself that I never finished that.
I'm
At
waiting.
least the
you can always go back.
At least the main quest line.
Honestly, I'm waiting for the X because of how poorly that game ran for me.
It ran the same as any other Fallout game.
Yeah.
Yeah. It just, the frame drops in like the big
In
cities.
Boston.
It was just horrible. I was like,
I see. I didn't experience that.
I think you're overestimating how. I don't know if you're going to see that much of a difference. I think it's more on Bethesda's end than it is.
I'm really interested to see. Like, I almost want to do a test of like that next to Nick. Like, we'll go through the same parts or something and see
Yeah.
how it looks
Yeah.
straight up next to each other.
I'm interested. I'm interested to see the difference because I'm not going to pull the trigger right away. So that might motivate me to pull
Still
the
have
trigger.
a Project
Kevin's
Scorpio
going.
edition pre-ordered.
There you go.
Decisions
There
coming
you
in
go.
hot.
Yeah, I gotta
Almost a month.
decide- I got to decide soon. Yeah.
Do you think they're going to have a shortage like Nintendo?
No.
Not at all.
No, they might.
They had the whole Scorpio release, and then they had the normal pre-order release like last week or some shit like that.
That was very subtle too. They didn't
Yeah.
really. I didn't see
Blow it
anything
up.
really hyping that up.
Kevin, what's your favorite games? I want to know your list too. I'm intrigued by this. NCAA 2004, NCAA football 2005.
No kidding. Yeah, there's so many games that I didn't do justice to, like Skyrim.
I have an honorable mentions on
Absolutely.
my
These are in no particular
order.
Particular order. The Uncharted series.
Kevin
Love
put
to
yeah,
play
and
that.
Kevin played through those in how
Pumped
many
them
days?
out in like 4 days, all of them. Just crushed them.
I love that. I was like, I didn't see Kevin on for a few days. Then he messaged me. Yeah, I played through Uncharted 1 and 2, and I'm on to number 3 now.
Yeah, so between and amongst those, it's my favorite is between 2 and 4.
I think that's the popular opinion, if I'm not mistaken.
And I can't decide because 2 had one of the best like sequences of any game I've ever played, like cinematically and everything else. But something about 4 was just so good. Pokemon Red.
Yes, that's fair. That's an
there was
honorable
one
mention.
that's on my list.
Yeah.
Pokemon Red.
Honorable mention.
I could have picked ones that came after, but I played the shit out of Pokemon Red.
Pokemon Red, me and Christian, who's been
As
on
a
the
young
podcast,
lad.
caught every Pokemon on that cartridge. Got them all to level 99.
Yeah,
With the rare candy
little
glitch.
little
Yeah.
glitch in there.
Oh, yeah, missing now. No
Yeah,
big deal.
missing now. I used to, for the longest time, think it was called Missigna.
I hate who you choose to be.
Um,
That's like a me thing.
God, Pokemon Red was just, I remember, I'll never forget, I felt like such a loser. Because I don't know which legendary bird it was. It was either Articuno or Zapdos. And I was trying for days. Like, I was having like one save. And I just kept going back and I kept fucking up the fight. And like,
Oh,
not
really?
catching. So then I went back. I finally caught this fucking bird. And I went running into my mom like, Mom! I caught Articuno! She's like, what the fuck are you doing?
I love the revelation that I had like a few years ago where someone pointed out that it's Arctic, Molt, and like Zap, and it's 1, 2, and 3 at the end. I was like, fuck.
You didn't know
And
that.
and then you start to think about all the Pokemon names, and it's like, huh,
A lot of them make sense.
yeah, Muck is cum, you know, just,
Ekans is snake.
yeah,
Arbok is cobra. I think.
yeah, it is. Some funky shit in there. Continue.
Modern Warfare 2
That's on my list.
Also, honorable mention.
for multiplayer. I could not even tell you what happened in the. I know the
You remember
the
that?
single player was actually pretty legit too.
Do you
It was
remember
great.
this super, which would be fucking
Oh, yeah,
people
there
would
was that
be up in
really
arms today about?
There was that really but there was also
What?
that really emotional moment where they actually they like killed off the character that you were playing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, there's that fucking
Oh,
terrorist
no
scene
Russian. Yeah, no Russia.
where you
No
go
Russian.
into an airport and
Literally
just
gun
mass
down
murder
people.
everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. They, they had the little disclaimer where it's like, all right, you could play
Yeah.
through a safe,
Yeah.
not safe, but like
Censored or
clean
something,
version.
Yeah.
whatever that meant.
But no one's gonna
Of course not.
No.
Scoff at that option.
for those who don't know, we probably talked about it. We each put
Days.
a
Weeks.
a month of total time of our lives into that.
That's why
game.
it's on my list. It's like I can't leave that out. That was like the peak of me multiplayer playing a game with everybody. Like nothing's gonna beat that probably ever at this point in time.
Yeah.
Till we get rich off foreplay.
Yeah.
We have all the time in the world.
Godspeed.
The game sucks, but Destiny.
Yeah, made it
Just
on your
time.
list.
I just
Yeah.
had to.
Yeah.
'Cause,
Yeah.
like there were so many just moments that I've had on that game. Even if they were by myself, I was like, "This is fucking
Loving it. Yeah.
But I don't know. Looking back, it's like, why the fuck? I don't even know why I was playing it.
There was a brief period where they had nothing new, and I just remember seeing you on that every day. I was like, "Fuck,
I was
Kevin's
obsessed
in
with
there."
like, I was obsessed with I enjoyed the PvP a lot.
Yeah,
So that's
What kept you
at
going?
least that has replay value. Whereas like I wasn't doing anything else in the game.
no,
So stepping away from because we already talked about Destiny. PUBG.
I don't
Quickly on
do
the
that
list.
either.
I
'cause
bought a
I
I'm-
didn't. Yeah, I got to think about.
I'm in
that.
it
I bought a PC to
for
play
that game.
Yeah, a few hundred.
and it like you get that game gives you an experience that you don't get in any other game. It's you against fucking 99 other people.
I think like I'm gonna start publishing my lists every year for updating them and keeping what they were at each year. Someone's gonna finally come along and do that better. And I'm not saying that they do it bad, but they were like the first one to really hit it big, and that's why I just can't wait for someone else to just take it and really just like.
Well, that was
slip it.
H1.
Because you're gonna see like it's
Every game company is working on it, so in 2 to 3 years, everything's gonna have a fucking
Oh.
battle royale mode.
It's a reactionary market, so you're gonna see. I could even see.
I mean,
Well,
look at Fortnite.
True.
Yeah.
Literally came out of nowhere.
What would be crazy if like you get like Call of Duty or something where it's like instead of zombies one year you
It's
get
Battle
an
Royale.
offshoot of Battle Royale.
Oh, you know they're working on it. I mean, when I think it was Gears 3 and then Halo ODST came out in like the same
Horde
year,
mode.
and they had Horde mode and Firefight, and now every game has had that.
I can't imagine.
And they had it for a few years.
I can't imagine a Battle Royale game playing like a legitimate Call of Duty game.
FPS.
I
That'd
would
be
love
fucking
that.
Crazy.
You
Yeah.
put me in Call of Duty with 100 other kids. That's basically a giant free for all for items. Oh, forget it.
Yeah.
But I had to put that on there just because of it gave me
Circumstances,
it provided me an experience in games that I hadn't gotten from
Yeah.
anything that I played. I'll throw Rocket League on there
On my list.
for reasons everybody should know because that
Yeah.
game is just fucking perfect.
It's
Perfect
perfect gameplay.
It is the perfect video game.
Yeah.
The Tomb Raider reboot series.
Big shout out. I have to fit. That's
That
another
game-
one
Those
that
games are awesome.
no, that got saved now for the Xbox One X2. I will play through that this fall.
Those games are fucking
The first
good.
one, I fucking loved it.
The second one's better.
Yeah.
Second one was so
I played
good.
through half of it and then fell off.
Oh my god. But yeah. And then so that was basically what I had written down, but I have to add a few other things. I believe I have to add the first game that I ever remember playing.
What's that?
Super Mario Bros. Deluxe on the Game
That's-
Boy Color.
The
Yeah.
clear cartridge. You can see
it's in here.
the mechanisms. Yeah.
That game used to piss me off as a little kid. I was sucked at it. I was like, I can't do that. I used to get to the part where like the turtles are throwing the hammers and stuff.
Yep,
and
yeah.
I would never.
So
be able to
Hammer
get past it.
Bros. They suck.
See, this year is going to be a huge year for me and Nintendo because it's going to be the first year I beat my first Zelda game, which I did, and my first Mario game because I've never actually beaten a Mario game before. Like none of the old ones, I never actually beat them. So I beat Odyssey and I beat Breath of the Wild. And I wrote this list like a few months ago, and as I look at it, there's some honorable mentions. So I started off, I'll just do my final top 10. And I wrote that these were in order. So I'm just going to go from in order at the time I put this. I'm going to switch my first two. Or actually, I'll just keep them in the order I wrote this. Mass Effect 2, number 1.
Fair.
That
Especially for
game,
you.
going through the first time, like, to not really spoil anything. Well, Kevin, which ones did you play?
I only played one.
You played one.
And I had started two, but I just somehow
Yeah,
for
so-
some reason I fell
In the
off.
same boat as Kev.
So in these games, for people who've never played them, you have your characters, you pick your character, all the decisions that you've made throughout the series carry over. And I thought that was the fucking coolest thing in the world playing through those games. So when 2 came out, brought all my people over, brought all my decisions over, and then the whole game is built around you going on this suicide mission that's never been attempted before. So you have to put your team together for the suicide mission. You're going on these loyalty missions where you get to know your characters better, and you finally do it. And I was like, I'll never forget that. Going through that suicide mission for the first time. Last of Us, number 2. That game,
It's phenomenal.
which those two are basically intertwined at 1 and 2. That game's perfect. It's the reason I might buy a PS4 this year
Yeah.
on a Black Friday deal. It's probably going to get me, honestly. So I can play through remastered because number 2 is probably a year or 2 off. And I bought a PS3 for The Last of Us, and I'm going to get a PS4 just because of The Last of Us 2. Resident Evil 2, number
Yeah.
3.
Resident Evil 2 is your number 1.
Yeah, I had to give it to Resident Evil 2.
Okay.
Even though I've bought in Resident Evil 4
on like
on
7 different consoles.
yeah, for like 5 different consoles, and everyone says that's the best one. But there's just
Yeah.
a special place in my heart for this old shitty game, and I know you guys have all looked at like me playing these games, and it's
so stupid.
fixed camera angles. The controls are fucking awful. But this is like one of my earliest video game memories of like watching my cousin play it, and I was like, I need that, and it's just it's great. 4, Gone Home. Gone Home. As I listen to all these gaming podcasts for so long, as I've talked about, and they were just like, just play this game. Like, don't look it up.
Just play it.
Don't do anything. And this game is important for multiple reasons. One, it started my fetish, which I like to say, of going
Disturbing
into
word.
things
I hate that word
blind.
so much.
I love it. Going into things blind, any form of media, movies. You never seen a trailer, you just go into a movie
Yeah,
like
it's the
Get
way to
Out.
do it.
Holy fucking shit. That movie's just phenomenal. This game, I didn't know what the fuck it was. Downloaded it on a PC, which I don't do. And I had my old like shitty laptop that wasn't a gaming laptop or anything like that. And I sat in my room with all the lights off, and I thought it was like a horror game. And I'll spoil it now because Kevin's played it. You liked it?
No, I thought it was
Yeah.
good. That was like the perfect thing to go in completely blind.
Yeah.
Because it literally just it sends you in a million different directions.
Yeah.
You have no idea what's
Well, do you want me
going
to spoil it? Or you? Because it's going to be a game with gold, so you can actually play it. This
Oh, then
month.
no.
Yeah.
Then don't.
So
spoil
don't. But yeah, it just the story that it tells. It got me good, And it spawned me having this interest in those type of games, like these smaller indie storytelling games. So next, Modern Warfare 2,
Rightfully
as
so.
Kevin said, all the same reasons.
Yep.
Followed by Pokemon Red. Then Rocket League at number 7, that is. And you guys have both played a lot more Rocket League than me, but
It's a perfect game.
it's a perfect game.
That just goes to show you, because he pops in and out every now and then, and it's still made the list.
You can't. It's just perfect gameplay. I
Yeah.
mean, it's so easy. It's so simple. You could just jump right in. Anyone could just jump right in. Anyone who doesn't even play games, it's a fucking car. Get the ball in the net. There's 2 buttons.
Yep.
That's it. Fallout 3 next.
Rightfully
that
so.
game's
Perfect.
nearly perfect RPG. Rock Band number 9.
Fair.
Rock
man.
Band.
Yeah, fair.
Shout out to fucking Rock Band. Nick was a fucking big Guitar Hero
I'm
guy
a big
too.
Guitar Hero guy, but I respect what you guys had with Rock Band.
Christian's been on the show. We were fucking just lighting it up with fans. I was so good at one point in time at those games, and I'm not musically inclined of whatsoever. But some of my best times, still, there's still these nights every fucking few months where we just get hammered and we all play fucking Rock Band until like 2 a.m. blasting music. It's fucking gold. Last at number 10 was GoldenEye 007.
That game is awful.
We did a Let's Play, youtube.com/4play
game is
video.
so bad.
Dude, I just, as a young boy, with all my cousins, we would play this game. Cousins. And that 10 spot is now going to be switched in GoldenEye 007 and Mario Kart 64. Those two are just like, those were perfect games when I was younger to play with everybody.
Shout out to Nightfire.
It's a good one.
Honorable mentions part. Nightfire, 100%.
Nightfire was good. That's what introduced me to like
Multiplayer.
yeah.
Yeah, see, that was
Split screen where
007.
everyone was in a corner, and because I missed out on the GoldenEye phase.
Yeah. So, because I have, whenever I made the sheet, I had attempt 1, 2, and 3, where I just started listing games. Shout out to Battlefront 2. I love that game. It was like the first Star Wars game I fell in love with back in the day. KOTOR. Kevin, you never played that, right? Knights of the Old Republic.
I tried playing Star Wars: The Old Republic, and
Oh
I
no.
wanted to throw it.
No.
Fucking sucks.
You could download them on PC and they'll play very well. You should play through those. The Walking Dead season 1. Did you ever play that, Kev?
I
I
have
played through some of it. It was actually really good. From what I got through it, I didn't finish it.
The end of it was the first game I almost cried at the end of it. It was just like, fuck. Almost got me. And I started looking while Nick, you were going through your list at my fucking gaming shelf. And I was like, oh my God, Heavy Rain on PS3.
Amazing
That
game.
game was fucking
Oh, that's another game I ruined because I watched.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Watch
making
it.
all those decisions yourself. Shout out to BioShock. That was the
I'm
first.
surprised they didn't make your top 10, actually.
Yeah, well, as I turned around, I was like, I need to re-up to save this list because I think BioShock's in there in the 10. Because I remember playing through that game and I was just like, the games could look this good. I remember just like staring at the water for like 15 minutes on the 360. I was like, oh my goodness. Yeah, then I mean, there's other games like Halo 3. Like, how much fucking
We had
fun
a
did we
lot.
have on
Yeah.
that game? And I just don't have a connection to that series, really, even though I'm like diehard Xbox, which doesn't make sense. I'm not really diehard on any of their exclusives like Gears. I liked 4 a lot this year.
I need to play
Or
that
last
still.
year it
I need
came
to
out.
get that.
I don't even remember when the fuck it came out. But yeah.
Halo 3 was
Yeah, I'm
great.
probably the worst with that. Not really a big Halo guy.
No.
Not really a big Gears guy at
Mm.
all. Actually, I hate Gears.
Last shout out before I close out. South Park, The Stick of Truth. I have never laughed like that in a fucking video game before, and I cannot wait for that new one coming out next month.
The fractured butthole.
It starts off so good. Did you hear their whole fucking scandal thing that they lied about? And who knows if they even like lied or if maybe they're going to put it in the final game or not. They put out a fucking press release that the difficulty of the game. Did you see this?
No, I haven't seen this. This sounds great
To
already.
set the difficulty of your game, they had a fucking meter. And it was like, if you wanted to play on very easy, your character would be white. And if you wanted to play on very hard, your character would be black. And I was just like, they're so fucking good at like taking like a serious, like fucking struggling like point in our country and stuff and just like making it funny. It's like, you got to try to find some light. And it's like, they're the only people that could pull that off. And like, They're like, oh yeah, that's not going to be in the final game, but who the fuck knows?
Yeah, and they're like that show was like made for that side scroller. Like,
Oh yeah, it's
it
yeah.
works
perfect.
perfectly.
It looks
looks
like
like
the
the
show.
It looks
They
like you're just playing
nailed
the
it.
show, yeah.
And now it's going to be on next gen, so it's going to even look better. I love
But,
video games.
Yeah, I've played through a little bit of that, and it's so funny.
Gold.
Yeah, it's good.
Another episode of the Foreplay Podcast in the books.
Bam,
Boot gang, everybody.
Boonk gang.
nailed it.
If you like what we do, please subscribe to our channel and tell some friends. If you're listening on the audio side of it, just subscribe that way. Tweet at ForePlayVids. I want to know what you guys want us to do to improve that. If there's anything I can help with that, we can help with that. Rate us, review us. That helps boost the numbers. We had 154 downloads, as we said earlier. That's cool. Haven't had that many yet.
That it is.
Like our Facebook page, go in the description. You have links to all of our various channels that you could like and subscribe to. I was Brandon. Never even said our names.
That's right. Yeah.
Shout out to
That's Nick.
GTA 5.
Yeah.
That's another.
Deserved.
It's
Sonic
a
Adventure
game
2
I
Battle.
appreciate. That's a great game.
That's a phenomenal
Sonic
game.
Heroes.
Sonic
No.
Heroes wasn't as good.
No,
Sonic
no.
Heroes.
Sonic
That
Heroes.
game's
That's the intro.
Yeah,
It didn't suck. It was an okay
That-
game.
That
But it
game
was-
Go bring that up to anyone. That game's fucking trash.
It was not Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. That's what they need to do. They need to make an updated Sonic Adventure game.
I think Sonic is dead.
Well, Sonic Mania is doing well.
Shout
apparently.
out to NFL Street,
Yes. Ricky Williams on the cover.
Any Madden.
Mario
really.
Party, Madden's, Super Monkey Ball 2.
Phenomenal game.
Woo!
Phenomenal game. Siphon Filter from the PS1. Anyone?
Why the fuck are you
Anyone?
saying Siphon?
Siphon?
It's Siphon Filter.
Siphon, whatever.
Shout
Who
out
cares?
to Whacked.
Yeah.
Because this bullshit game is our best performing video on the channel, and our Let's Play looks like shit and sounds like shit. But thank you all for the support. We'll see you next
Shout
time.
out to Pajama Sam.
Pajama Sam.
Putt Putt. No one.
Shout out to Backyard Football.
Yes.
Wow,
Pablo
yeah, that
fucking
game was-
Sanchez.
Pablo
legit.
Sanchez.
That game was legit.
Zumbinis, anyone?
Was not a Zumbini.
The Blue
yeah.
Immigrants?
I know
No.
what you're fucking talking about. You're
It's not a
fucked up.
Zumbini.
Thank you guys for watching or listening.
Please subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/4playvideo.
If you like what we're doing, make sure to smash that like button.
Be sure to share all our videos with your friends so we could continue to grow. And we'll see you next time.
Bye bye.